Greetings YouTubers, back for some more guitar lessons I see, that's cool. So following on from my last lesson, which was all about root positions for the key of C on the guitar, we found all the C's, position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4 and position 5. We talked about for each one of those positions there is a root chord that's based on the very first note of the C major scale, which is C. So each one of these positions will have a chord shape. C with a C-shaped chord, C with an A-shaped chord, C with a G-shaped chord, C with an E-shaped chord, and C with a D-shaped chord. Now what we're going to do, we're going to try and work on these 5 positions, moving them up the guitar neck, and trying to find all the different natural notes that we've got on the guitar using this sort of 5 notes or 5 position sort of system. Some of the information that you may have found on the internet about this type of thing is called the cage system. So it's a C shape, an A, a G, an E and a D shaped chord that gives us these 5 positions. So if we take the first position where we've got the 3rd fret of the 5th string and the 2nd string 1st fret, that's middle C and treble C. Now if we move this up 2 frets, C, C sharp, D, we end with we start with the 2nd note of the scale, D. Now because we've moved this position from this block here on the 3rd and 1st frets up 2 frets, all the other positions that are related to this, position 1, position 2, 3, 4 and 5, they've all moved up 2 frets as well. So because this now, it was the root position for the key of C, when we move everything up, everything else moves to the relative to this position that we're moving. So if we've moved it from C to D, the next position also has moved to the key of D now. So these are all Ds. And then if I work out where my sort of G-shaped position is, so we have the C position. When I say C position, I mean the C-shaped, because down on the 3rd fret, that was the root note for the key of C. But up on the C, C sharp, D, the 5th fret, we've moved key, we've moved to D now. And everything else now will be in the key of D if we follow this same sequence or the same block patterns. D, position 1, D, position 2, D, position 3, D, position 4, and D, position 5. Now if we move that up again from D 2 frets, D, D sharp, E, and then we do exactly the same, everything else has moved up again. All the block patterns, all the block shapes, they're all fixed, and when you move them, they're all moving together. So if I'm on E, that's pattern position 1, the next position would also be E, but now with that A-shaped position. So we have the C-shaped position, the A-shaped position, the G-shaped position, the E-shaped position, and the D-shaped position. So the same root chords that I used in the key of C in the previous video, C with a C shape, C with an A shape, C with a G shape, C with an E shape, C with a D shape, I'm going to be able to move that up and use bar chords now for those root positions. So this would be D, because I've moved it up 2 frets, C, C sharp, D. So this will be D major but with a C-shaped chord. This now, where my pinky was, I'll play an A-shaped chord, and that'll be D with an A-shaped chord. Now if I make my next position, it's D with a G-shaped chord. Now off that next position where my D is here, my root note, I play D with an E-shaped chord. And then off my pinky, I'll play D with a D-shaped chord. Now we're above the 12th fret here, so this shape D has appeared down the bottom as well. So like I said in my last video, everything above the 12th fret is a mirror image of what's going on down below the 12th fret. So if I've got, imagine that the 12th fret is the open string, it's E, but just an octave higher. So if I had a D-shaped chord here for the D chord, that first finger on the 4th string 12th fret would be the open string down here. And so my D major chord shape is also appearing down here at the open position. So I could start it, rather than me from that C-shaped position, it could start from that D-shaped position. D with a D shape, D with a C shape, D with an A shape, D with a G shape, D with an E shape, D with a D shape. Now again, if we move that from D up 2 frets, D, D sharp, E, now I'm playing the note E, and this is the root position for E major, the key of E major, but with a C-shaped chord shape. So this would be E with a C shape. Remember, everything's moved up. Now where my pinky is, it will be E with an A shape. And where my 3rd finger is, if I bar that, I get my E with a G shape. And then off the 12th fret here, I'll get E with an E shape. Now if that is at the 12th fret, remember I said that it's a mirror image of something down at the open position. So that E-shaped position starts to appear down here as well. It's like a big conveyor belt that loops around the neck. And everything, as you start to move up, all the chord shapes will reappear. As they move past the 12th fret, they'll reappear down here at the open position. So it's like one big continuous conveyor belt revolving around the guitar neck. So that was E with an E shape, and then off my pinky on the 14th fret, it's E with a D shape. And again down here, that's on the open. Imagine that 12th fret on the 4th string was an open note. We said that the D was down here, didn't we? 12th fret, D with a D shape, D sharp with a D shape, E with a D shape. So if I played my D, moving up, D sharp, and E with an E shape. And that brings me back to my C-shaped chord. So if I continue that idea of moving up with this position, everything stays fixed, it all just moves relative to one another, and then it can also reappear at the back of the neck here once you start going beyond the 12th fret. Now it might be a little bit confusing, so what I suggest you do is to go onto the members area of my website, which is danjonesguitarschool.co.uk, and at the very top of that members area there is a series of worksheets. So this one's related to finding all the natural notes. There's a worksheet there with all of these natural notes tabbed out for you, and all of these different bar chord positions for you to learn and to memorise. It's a great way of getting used to this idea of these different chord shapes, a C shape, an A shape, a G shape. Often we've learnt these chords randomly, you know, they haven't been related to anything, but these main shapes of chords all come from these positions, a C shape, a G shape. They come from these positions on the guitar neck because the way the scales fall in that particular position creates these particular shapes of chords. Cool. Now, if you've got any questions, please leave a comment in the comments below. If you want a particular worksheet to help expand on this at all, then by all means send us a message. Feel free to go to the website and go to the members area and sign up. Free worksheets there for you to explore and to get your head round, to help you understand that fretboard a bit more. The next video is all about actually playing the scale of C major in these 5 different positions, and then we'll expand on that a bit and try to understand how do we create chords inside each one of these 5 positions. Anyway, keep rocking. I'll see you next time.